All right, Mr. Ahmed here to wrap up Chapter 10. Our last section in Chapter 10 still involves circles. However, we're going to look at them in the coordinate plane and writing the equation of a circle. So we're going to graph and write the equation. The equation of a circle comes in the form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Now the h and the k stand for the center. The h is the x value of the center. The k is the y value of the center. So that's 1 point. That tells us where the center of the circle is. R is the radius. Now that's a little bit tricky here. Since it's going to be given in the form r squared, for you to find the radius, you're going to have to take the square root of that value. All right? So in order to graph, the first thing we're going to do is identify where the center is. Now notice the original equation is x minus h. So in this case, x minus 2, the value that had to go in for h is positive 2. So the center's at 2, 1, because k is 1. Now if this would be a plus sign here, if it said x plus 2, the value that would have had to have gone in would have been a negative. Reason why, the original equation is x minus. So if a negative goes in, it changes it to a positive, okay? The radius, this is r squared. For us to find the radius, we have to take the square root of 9, which is 3, okay? After we know the center and the radius to draw the graph, we're going to do this fairly roughly. The first step is to plot the center over 2, up 1, and then from there I'm just going to plot 4 points with a radius of 3. So I'm just going to count straight up 3, to the right 3, down 3, and left 3. All of those being from the center. From the center up, center to the right, center down, center to the left. And then do my best to draw in a solid looking circle. It's not going to be perfect, okay? Next one, identify the center, x minus h. So this time it's a plus 2. So negative had to go in, so the center is at negative 2, comma. Now in this case, there is no k. So k is 0. To find the radius, take the square root of 16, which is 4. So again, plot the center, left 2, and then our radius from the center, we're going to go up 4, right 4, down 4 from the center, and left 4 from the center. And then do our best to draw in a decent looking circle, preferably not a football. Just get it as close as you can. All right, to write the equation of the circle, we need to identify where the center is, and we need to know the radius. So the center of this circle is left 2, down 1. So the center is negative 2, negative 1. To count the radius is the distance from the center to the edge. That is 2. So the equation, using standard form of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, we are going to plug these values in, okay? So our h value is the center, x, and y is k. So the x value of the center is h, y value of the center is k. The radius is 2. Plug in the values. X is x, doesn't change. Minus negative 2 changes to a plus 2, plus, parentheses, y. Now minus negative 1 changes to a plus 1, squared equals the radius squared. Now the radius is 2, so we have to square it. 2 squared is 4. So we have to plug in h, plug in k, plug in r. We will do 2 more examples of that. So it says write the equation of a circle whose center is at 2, negative 4, and the radius is 2. So the center, x value is h, y value is k, r is the radius. Plug them in. So x minus h, which is 2 squared, plus y minus k, minus a negative changes to a plus 4 squared, equals 2 squared, which is 4. Last one. Center 0, 0. H is 0. K is 0. So when I put it in, it's just going to look x squared plus y squared. There's no h, there's no k, so it's just x squared plus y squared equals the square root of 8 squared. Let's see here. What's the square root of 8 squared? Square roots cancel squared, so it is just 8. All right, have a good rest of the day. That wraps up chapter 10.